It's time to talk fantasy football. It's time to let them know. Where you let us crunch the numbers while you crush the competition. So grab your playbooks and crack a cold one, because here's your hosts, Teek and Baney.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the podcast. Fantasy season is now over, but the football season isn't. We're coming with you with the college football playoff, followed by the NFL wildcard weekend. So stay with us here, as this is going to be the college football episode. So before we get underway, please, guys, we're trying to hit 400 subscribers. So hit that red subscribe button at the bottom of the page there. It is totally free, does not cost a single thing. Also, hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when these episodes keep rolling in, so you don't miss a beat. But let's get underway here. As you can see, this is going to be the college football section. We're going to get right on into it here. New layout here for you guys. As you can see, we're going to go with the Oregon Ducks Ohio State game. Yes, bittersweet for me since I am an Oregon Ducks fan. But tail of the tape before we get going here, I'm going to put up a graphic here. Ohio State won this Rose Bowl 41-21. A big game from Jeremiah Smith, 7 catches, 187 yards, 2 TDs. Their offense was clicking on all cylinders. Henderson, 94 and 2 TDs. Will Howard, 319 and 3 TDs. Was a complete onslaught, especially in the first half. Oregon definitely tale of two different halves, as you can, if you were watching the game. Oregon came out completely flat first half. They looked terrible on both sides of the field. Went over those stats with you. Second half, they turned up the heat a little bit. Wasn't enough. Too late into the game to try to come back with that kind of damage. Will Howard did a phenomenal job taking care of the ball this time. There was no turnovers, as you can see on that previous image there from Will Howard. He played an excellent game, took care of that ball, and they got the win. As you can see by the title as well, let me know in the comments, is this a flaw in the college football system? I know they already want to change a couple things about how they do stuff. Going 13-0, winning the Big Ten meant absolutely nothing, apparently, because arguably you're coming back and playing the best team in college football, especially on paper before the season started. Everybody had this team winning it all. So let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, you got to play with what the rules are given. Totally understand, agree with that. Okay. System is a little flawed, because I would rather had Penn State win the Big Ten title then, and we play those two teams. As you can see, Penn State is now facing Notre Dame with a chance of going to the national title game if they defeat Notre Dame. So let me know what you guys think on that one. Obviously, I'm not a fan, okay? But moving on to the next one here. Texas versus Arizona State in the Chick-fil-A Bowl here. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This game, very controversial. I'm not going to get into that. Obviously, a lot of people saw what was going on there. Everybody has their own opinions, but Texas won this game 39-31. Man, I'm just going to put it out. Is Cam, I'm going to butcher this last name, Scatabo, might be him. He's been telling us all along that he is the best running back in the nation. No one wants to say it. Well, he did put on a show. Scatabo, 1 for 1, 42 yards in the TD passing, 30 carries, 143 yards, and 2 TDs rushing, and 8 catches, 99 yards receiving. That's a total of 284 yards and 3 touchdowns. And wow, was that a stat. On the other side, Quinn Ewers, 322 yards and 3 TDs. He did have a pick there, but the main focus was Scatabo. As I ran off his stats there, he also won MVP of that bowl game on the losing team as well. So that's a huge thing in itself. I'm sure he'd rather have the win and continue on, but it's phenomenal what he's doing. I don't know if he declared for the draft yet or he's coming back another year. I'm not sure if that came out yet, but I'm interested to see how he does on the next level. I really am. Dude runs Maine and his heart's in it, so I'm excited to see what he can do on the next level. But moving down the list here to them Golden Domers, everybody loves talking about. I know there's a big fan base of around where I live as well. Notre Dame versus Georgia in the Sugar Bowl here. This game, Notre Dame won 23-10. Riley Leonard led Notre Dame in both passing and rushing, 90 yards through the air and a TD and 80 on the ground. Georgia couldn't get nothing going. Stockton, 234 and a TD. Only bright spot, they held Notre Dame to 90 yards passing. But then again, in itself, it wasn't a real game to really tune in and watch unless you were a fan of either or. But Notre Dame's defense did come up big in this one. 4 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, 5 passes deflected. In special teams, Jaden Harrison, 98 yards and a touchdown on his return. So that was the main one there. Otherwise, that game was kind of, it wasn't like Oregon, Ohio State the first time around. These bowl games, we want stuff like that. We want to keep us excited. We don't want all these blowouts. Yeah, it was a closer game than all these other ones, but still, it was kind of not much action. Just a lot of good defense. If you like defense, that's what it basically was. So now moving on to the Fiesta Bowl here. Okay. 2-time runner-up. Yes, we're talking about Ashton Jeanty on this one for the Fiesta Bowl here. Penn State won this one 31-14. I say runner-up, 2-time runner-up because he was the Heisman Trophy runner-up. He finished second all-time in rushing yards in the history of college football. And, of course, couldn't get it done in the Fiesta Bowl. Still, though, Penn State dominated this one. A lot of people think Penn State can win it all. Personally, I think Drew Aller needs to play a little bit better. Yes, the stat right there shows he has 3 TDs. He was 13 for 25 with 171 yards and 11 carries for -4 yards. Penn State, as you can see also in this image, really relied heavily on the running backs, Katron Allen with 134 yards on the ground and Nicholas Singleton with 87 and a TD. This is not me hitting on Penn State whatsoever. Okay. I do think this is a very talented team. I really do. But this team is only going to go as far as Aller takes them. Last note that kind of bugged me when I was watching this game, mocking Jeanty after the game with the Heisman poses. Listen, I know you guys are pumped that you won the game. Listen, be humble, okay? Plus, the guy still rushed for over 100 yards on your guys' defense when the sole purpose of you guys was to shut down the run. Yeah, he didn't get the record on you. Congratulations, but he still rushed for over 100 yards, which in itself is a really good game, obviously, in any standard. But on top of that, Madden, threw 3 picks and still had a better QBR than Aller. So I'm just telling Penn State, be humble because everyone knows you got the easiest path. Obviously, no one's denying that. Just be ready when Ohio State or Texas are next. And that's if you do make it past Notre Dame. Because the winner of those two, I guarantee, might be the champion here. Ohio State's looking like it's clicking on all cylinders. And they're looking scary. But let's also wrap it up here, talking about the college football. Moving on, Texas, Ohio State. I do think Ohio State's going to put it on them. So that is my pick for this one. As much as I want to root for Notre Dame, I think Penn State has a better all-around game. It showed a lot with how Notre Dame has a great defense. Yes, Georgia came with a different QB. Obviously, couldn't get it done. So that kind of put a nail in their coffin there. But I do have Penn State getting past Notre Dame there, and it being Notre Dame Ohio State finish. So tell me what you guys think. If you agree with my picks, hey, playoffs is here for college. It's exciting to watch. We'll see what they do next year, switches the layout up, maybe have better games throughout the bowl games here. But again, please, let's get us to 400 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. It's totally free. And we'll catch you on the next one.